apparently they took a lot of dinners together.
Okay.
See, I'm not sure this was as much sexual harassment. I'm not defending Bill O'Reilly, but I think this chick was going out to a lot of dinners with Bill O'Reilly and probably this wasn't a problem for her. That's what it seems like. This happened a lot. But it does seem like from this report that Bill O'Reilly was saying stuff like this. I wouldn't put it past him. I just don't think she was that upset by it. Something then probably happened. She decided she's going to pull all this stuff up now and use it in a sexual harassment.
Because when it comes down to it, we're all guys.
Right.
These asses go on TV and act like they're different and they don't have the same, feelings that we do.
Yeah. During the course of their dinner in early May of 2002, Bill O'Reilly informed Andrea Macris that he had advised another woman to purchase a vibrator and had taught the woman how to masturbate while telling her sexual stories over the telephone. So Bill O'Reilly, from this report, seems to be very into phone sex. Likes the phone sex. And on the no spin zone. Defendant O'Reilly then boasted that the woman had her first orgasm via masturbation as he spoke to her on the phone. Have you ever watched this guy's show? Could you see anything sexual or anything a woman would listen to? Let's talk about Kerry. John Kerry. Hello, you're masturbating to the O'Reilly factor. Put that dildo in you. You're in the no spin zone.
Well, actually,
so just put it in and out.
Actually, this is the spin zone.
When the plaintiff responded that she never engaged in phone sex, defendant Bill O'Reilly professed disbelief and told her that the sexual stories he told were all based upon his own experiences, such as when he received a message in a cabana in Bali that the little short brown woman asked to see his penis and was, quote, amazed. Defendant Bill O'Reilly then suggested that he tell plaintiff the same sexual stories, which he knew she would just love. He apparently believes women love these stories. He talks about his big penis and how women are amazed by it. Shocked and embarrassed, she informed the defendant.
You decide.
In no uncertain terms, she was neither experienced or interested in gaining experience in telephone sex. Bill O'Reilly responded suggestively, stick with me and I'll take care of you. Winked and walked into his hotel room. You could picture him carrying himself around. Hey, sweetie. Yeah. Hey, Toots, you stick with me. During a week of March 19th through 13th of 2000, March 9th through 13th, 2003, Bill O'Reilly joined Andrea Macris and another staff member at the Peninsula Hotel for cocktails. Andrea Macris's college friend was with her. O'Reilly approached the two and commented, University of Missouri, boy, I would have had fun with you two, and alluded to having a menage a trois with the plaintiff and her friend. During the course of the dinner, O'Reilly repeatedly propositioned the women, singing the praises of telephone sex, offering to telephone them both and suggesting that the three of them, quote, go to a hotel together and have the time of their lives. O'Reilly further suggested that the women needed to be trained so they'd be equipped and ready to go when, quote, real men showed up in their lives and offered, quote, lessons. Bill O'Reilly, masturbation lessons. It's my masturbation points on the factor. Yes. Let's go to Shepard Smith in Studio B and have him stick a dildo in his ass.
Wow.
Defendant Bill O'Reilly regaled plaintiff and her friend with stories concerning the loss of his virginity in a car with a girl in a car at JFK. Two really wild Scandinavian Airlines stewardesses. He had gotten together with a girl at a sex show in Thailand who had shown him things in the back room that, quote, blew his mind. If you're in a back room in Thailand, you're pretty kinky. Right, Jim?
I've never been to Thailand, but I imagine that they're all very young, and it's an awful place.
People don't go to Thailand because there's a Thailand Disney. You know? You go to Thailand to have sex with young boys and young girls. That's why you go. I got a flight booked for next week.
And then you just kind of contradicted yourself. That does make it like Disney.
It kind of is.
Why else would you go there if you're an adult?
It's a small anus after all.
I know what gives it away. If you go more than once, that's what gives it away.
Right.
Because you can almost say, no, I was into the Vietnam War thing and,
Right.
and the history, and I wanted to check out some of the tunnels, this and that. No, I went there. It's a very interesting culture. But you go back more than once, you're going back.
Go to the Thai stick factory.
Yeah, you're going for more than just a history lesson.
The defendant then stated he was going to Italy to meet the Pope, and his pregnant wife was staying at home with his daughter, and implied he was looking forward to some extramarital affair with the hot Italian women.
So he would just tell this lady all these stories?
All these stories during the course of dinner. Again, see, they went out to dinner a lot. If this girl was so offended by this, she says it was just to keep her job. But you wouldn't be going to so many dinners. During the course of another dinner, defendant once again raised the specter of telephone sex, repeatedly professing disbelief that the plaintiff had never engaged in telephone sex. Defendant O'Reilly repeatedly begged plaintiff to have telephone sex with him that night, and the plaintiff kept refusing. This
is where it gets good. Real good.
Yeah, he threatened her in a way, saying that if any woman, because he had apparently done this with other women that worked for him, and he said, if any woman ever breathed a word, I'll make her pay so dearly she'd wish she'd never been born. I'll rake her through the mud, bring up things in her life that make her so miserable she'll be destroyed. And besides, she wouldn't be able to afford the lawyers I can or endure it financially as long as I can, and nobody would believe her. Me or some unstable... Oh, they wouldn't believe some unstable woman making outrageous accusations. This is kind of a good... It's kind of a good way of her trying to get him by saying he said these things, because this is exactly what he's going to try to do. You know? It's hard to know who to believe in this, but I pretty much believe he said this stuff. Yeah. I just don't think she was that offended by it.
It's just making me like him more.
So why did she...
Yeah, you know...
Why did she bring this to light? Did something happen where that got her so pissed off that she said, you know what?
Guess she lost her job.
She lost her job.
And he's saying...
Is there a tape or not?
There's supposed to be taped phone calls. Taped phone calls. Which, yeah, that would be huge. Where's the really... Here it is. On or about August 2nd, 2004. Now we're really getting up to date. Defendant O'Reilly telephoned the plaintiff at her home after interviewing two porn stars on The O'Reilly Factor. Yes, porn stars. Apparently O'Reilly was excited from the show. With little preamble, defendant Bill O'Reilly launched into a vile and degrading monologue about sex. During the course of O'Reilly's telephone monologue, he suggested the plaintiff purchase a vibrator and name it. Name it Lil O'Reilly.
The private vibrator's name is Charlene, sir.
I'm Bill O'Reilly. Hope to see you again next time. Remember, the spin stops here because we are looking out for you.
We're looking out for your vagina. And that he had one. He had a vibrator of his own, shaped like a cock. This is quote, shaped like a cock with a little battery in it. That a woman had given him. It became apparent to the plaintiff that the defendant O'Reilly was masturbating as he spoke.
Oh, God.
After he climaxed, defendant O'Reilly said to plaintiff, I appreciate the fun call. You can have fun tonight. I'll appreciate it. I mean it. So he was jacking on the phone. Wow. He kept calling her, saying that they should have phone sex, suggesting that she come to his hotel room and have sex with him. Bill O'Reilly, on another occasion, once again launched into a lewd and lascivious, unsolicited, and disturbingly sexually graphic talk. Defendant O'Reilly informed plaintiff Andrea Macris that he was watching a porn movie and babbled perversely regarding his fantasies concerning Caribbean vacations because purportedly, quote, once people get into that hot weather, they should shed their inhibitions. You know, they drink during the day, they lay there and all lazy, they have dinner, and then they come back and fool around. That's basically the modus operandi. During the course of the monologue, defendant O'Reilly further stated he would like to take a shower with her right away, and would be the first to think to do so. We'd check into the room. He described what he wanted to do with her. We'd check into the room, and we would order up some room service, and you definitely get 2 wines into you as quickly as possible. I could get into you. Maybe intravenously I'd get that wine into you. He's talking about getting her drunk. You would basically be in the shower. I would come in and I'd join you. And you would have your back to me, and I would take the little loofah thing and kind of soap up your back. You know, you'd feel the tension drain out of you. And you still would be with your back to me, and I would kind of put my arm, it's one of those little mitts, these loofah mitts, you know. So I got my hands in it, and I would put it around front, kind of rubbing your tummy a little bit with it. Then with my other hand, I would start to massage your boobs. Get your nipples really hard, because I like that.